See, the current market rate is going down. Interest rate, the 30-year mortgage rate is going down a little. I think last week was 6.8% last week. So now it's 6.66. I think 6.66. So it's much more better than nothing, right? We really doesn't know how the market is going to be, but I feel like if you want to buy a house or if you want to invest in real estate, this is the time for you to assess your financial situation and then um, buy the kind of house you're looking for. You see, buying a house, some people think is a burden. Some people believe owning a house is something that, as soon as you put yourself in, you can't do anything else. You can't move. But the secret behind this is that it's not true. If you buy a house, you can move at any time. You can buy a house in Minnesota and then move to Alaska. It doesn't matter. You can buy a house in Michigan and then move to California. It doesn't matter. The only thing is, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there looking for a house to rent. So there is no time frame to buy if you think you want to invest in it, or even you want to buy it as your personal residence. So check the market out there, follow the market, or you can call us, you can send email. I'm with Minnesota Realty Guide in St. Louis Park. We sell more houses. We help home buyers who at least maybe having difficult, even if you're having difficulties selling your house. I have investors out there who can come in and then buy and pay you cash. And then at the same time, if you want to put your house on the market, you need what to do. You want to find out what to do before you can put it on the market, or it has been on the market for a long time and you feel like, hey, my house has been on the market, what can I do? Just give us a call or text me to let me know. You can comment on the video just for me to know exactly what needs to be done to help you sell that house. Right now, last time I think I spoke about terminologies, home buying, terms that you need to know, terms that you have to, understand. So now I'm going to talk about foreclosure. If you own a house, foreclosure is if you own a house and you cannot, for certain reason, it's not like you're interested in buying a house and then let it go. No. Majority of people who walk away from their homes, sometimes either because of divorce, because they are sick, or maybe they couldn't sell and then they don't have enough finances to maybe continue making the payment. So what is happening is that if you are going through such situation and your house, you feel like you can't afford to pay the house, right? Before your house goes to foreclosure, sometimes it takes a year, right? Before the bank completely take over the property, it takes about a year. Why? Because it takes a year. From the date that you default on the loan, the bank will keep on. Let's say this month you default on it, the bank will send you friendly email that probably you couldn't pay, or maybe you might miss the payment, so they want to remind you. I mean, things happen, right? Things happen all the time. It's not like you don't want to pay. Some people, maybe, they are busy, they forgot about it. So the bank will send you email to contact you, and then they will keep on reminding you until the next month. And then next month, if you don't pay, then they will start, maybe try to contact you by phone call or whatever it is, just to let you know that you haven't paid your mortgage. Last month you didn't pay, and then this month too. So they will keep on contacting you, and until they have no choice but send the loan to a different department. After you've made your payment, maybe continue 3 months, then they will send the loan to a different department for that department to start following up, right? So the department will keep on calling, try to find out what is going on, and also that's what they call loan mitigation department. So they will just call you to make sure that you they get you. That's why I tell people, if you think you cannot afford, for certain reason, you cannot afford to pay your mortgage, don't ignore the bank, right? Don't ignore them. Just call them, negotiate. Because without you paying, getting loans from lenders, and then making payment for them to get the interest, they are not in business. So their business is to help you do what? Pay your mortgage, so that they can also get their interest or recoup the money that they lent to you. So it's very, very important that, if you're delaying or something is wrong, you pay them. But if you don't pay them, the loan mitigation department will then handle it to foreclosure department. That is where you have opportunity. Let's say maybe you were sick or something, you have opportunity to do what? To start a short sale. If you start a short sale at that period, then the bank might just look at your situation, look at the market condition, look at the house condition, and then maybe consider a short sale. A short sale is where the bank will sell the house less than how much you owe them. Say you owe them 300,000, and then for certain reason you cannot afford to pay the mortgage, and then instead for them to lose the whole 300,000, they can work with you, look at your financial situation. They will ask you to fill some paperwork and all sort of things, and then do what? Negotiate, try to help you sell it short. It's better for them to lose little money than losing it all. Because if they have to go through the foreclosure process, it's going to take about a year or two. So the best thing you have to do is just contact them and then work with them concerning short sale. So after the short sale, because if you don't do the short sale, the bank will not ask you to do short sale. They will not do that. But it's up to you to find a very good loan officer or real estate agent, not even a loan, real estate agent, to help you negotiate the short sale. You put a property on the market, then uh, you gather all your paperwork, your income, you write hardship letter and all sort of things. Then you send it to the bank. The bank will review it. If they agree, it's fine. But if you don't do anything within that period, then the loan mitigation department, let's say after 6 months or 6.5 months after the fourth thing, then they will send the loan depending on the uh, uh, the workload. They will send the loan to their local attorney. Then the attorney will handle it from there. It's then that the attorney will go and then contact sheriff. Sheriff department, depending on their time and how many houses they have to auction it out there, um, they might schedule it within 1 month, within 30 days, within 60 days, or depends on how fast they can auction the house. So what they do is that sheriff will auction over 99.9%. The banks, the investors go out there and then buy it themselves. The bank buy it themselves, because if nobody goes there to buy it, then they will auction it. The bank will take it. So when the bank takes it in Minnesota, I don't know the other state, but some states like Minnesota, you have another 6 months. That is why I tell you that short sale foreclosure takes a long process. So if you think you are going through issue, do not let the issue pass sheriff sale. Do not, because as soon as you cross sheriff sale, then it has become like you have to do what? If you want to reclaim it, either you have to get cash to pay off the loan. At that time, sheriff has already auctioned it. If you want to buy the house, you have to go and pay to the sheriff. Otherwise, you cannot sell it. It's not something that you can sell it less than the sheriff amount, the auction amount. And then one thing that a lot of people doesn't know is that if they auction, let's say you owe $200,000, and then the bank goes in there, or maybe investors go in there and then bid $150,000, then legally in some states like Minnesota, your house worth $150,000. So that is where a lot of people put the house back on the market, try to sell it maybe original price 200 or 250, and if they are lucky, they found someone to buy it. Then what they do is that they go and then pay the sheriff. You see, redeem the property from sheriff, the amount the bank auction it for, and then keep the difference. You see, so you have option to leave it, and then after sheriff sale, you go and then auction you put the property on the market, check the amount they auction it for. If it benefits you, then you sell it, pay the sheriff, and then they keep the difference. But if you don't do that, and then the sheriff, after the sheriff sale, then you have 6 months period to redeem it. If the property is vacant, right? If the property is vacant, let's say there is nobody there, the property is abandoned and all sort of things, then the bank can go back to take control over the property. But if you still occupy it, or you let them know that you are there and all sort of things, then you have to go through the whole 6 months redemption period. So after the 6 months redemption period, that is where the foreclosure comes in. Then at that time, your house has been foreclosed. The bank has taken over completely. You cannot do anything about it. You cannot get it back. You cannot do anything. I think some time ago, one guy was telling me that after the sheriff sale, he was able to redeem his house, but I don't know how he did it. But I know definitely after the sheriff sale, either you have to pay the sheriff amount, you have to pay it off, and then redeem the property to yourself, or put it back on the market, try to see if you can find any investor to buy it, and then claim it. So that is how foreclosure works. If you own a house, the most important thing is pay attention to your house. Pay attention to your house. It's very, very important. You pay attention to the assets you have. some people don't see what they have. They don't see the value of the kind of property they have. They have some kind of false notion that if you own a house, it doesn't belong to you and this blah, 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 blah. So they let the house go through foreclosure and then go back to apartment. But I do believe owning a house is one of the things that is very, very important. Okay, if you are planning to buy a house, if you live in the Twin Cities and then want to buy a house, at Minnesota Realty Guide, we have all kinds of programs. We have all kinds of, programs for you, and then very good loan officers for you, um, to get the kind of quality loan you want, right? So feel free to visit our website or feel free to contact me. I've helped a lot of people buy properties and then buy investments properties. So if you are looking to buy a house or something like that, let me know. And then those of you who want to sell, if you want to sell a house, I think there are some things that you have to pay attention. Many people don't really pay attention. Last time I think I spoke about prep listing, pre-listing prep. That means before you put a property on the market, if I were you, I would pay home inspector to come and inspect the house, review almost everything before I put it on the market. Because if I know what is wrong with the property, then I can go ahead and then, fix it, either fix it or sell it as is. If I don't have money to fix it, then I know where to start, either to sell it as is for an investor to come and buy it and fix it and then do whatever they want to do with it for you to move on, or you fix it. But it's very, very important before you put your property on the market, just make sure that you take care of it. Make sure that you clean the carpet, you do your pre-listing checks, and then inspect the roof, inspect the backyard, inspect the foundation, inspect the electricals. Electricals are one of the things that a lot of people don't pay attention to, right? You see that if you enter some homes, they don't pay attention with the electric outlet covers and all sort of. You see, it's very, very important for you to pay attention to everything step by step, to take care of your electricals. Because if you don't, and they come and then discover anything wrong, believe me, it can cost you a lot of money. Even bringing in an electrician is one of the things you don't want to, you don't want to put yourself in, because it's really, really, it's really expensive. So inspect your electricals and then inspect the walls. Sometimes, some homes you see mold in the corners. You don't want your buyer to see any mold in your house. You don't want an inspector to come and see any mold in your house. You don't want that, because it's going to nail you. If there is a mold, of course, the buyer is not going to buy the house. First of all, it has been on record that there was a mold in the house. So what is going to happen? Well, if you're real estate in the near future, because the inspector discovered that mold, it is on record in case somebody move in there and then something happens to them and then they discover that the house had some kind of mold, or maybe the illness was caused by mold, then you can be in different trouble altogether. So it's very, very important you inspect the house. Make sure if there is any mold, you take care of it before you put it on the market. It's very, very, very important. Change the carpet, as I said, electricals, plumbing. You see, plumbing is, I remember I put a house on the market and we had issue with the plumbing. It cost the buyer almost another $6,000 because the house was winterized, right? The house was winterized, but they didn't do a good job. So what happened was that when we went in and turned on the water, we saw leakage all around, almost everywhere. So we needed to call in a contractor to come and look at it. And then the pipes and other things were all damaged. So what happened? The cost of the job was really, really, really serious. But we the the seller lost almost another $6,000 to $7,000 just only the plumbing work. Just only the plumbing work. So the plumbing is very, very, very important. Make sure that the water pressure is good. Make sure you bring in your home inspector to check everything. That's why I said, it's good to pay $450 or $500 right now just to inspect it and then get over it than letting somebody bring their own inspector to come and inspect it and start calling you to fix it. It's really, really, really. So before you put your house on the market, do that homework. Make sure that you do everything right. And then your outside maintenance too is very important. You fix it and then make sure. So good news is that the interest rate is going down. Yesterday it was 6.8%, and I think 6.84 or something like that percent. Last week, it was 6.8%, and now it has come down to 6.6. How cool it is! I think it is going down. Nobody knows either the market is going to be like this forever or not. But I think if you're planning to buy, it is very important to think about it right now to make your decision, because you don't want the market to, the interest rate to jump back up before you do what? You start struggling to find. Because even if you buy a house right now and the interest rate drops in the near future, you can refinance it. And because the federal government, in habit of, firing federal workers, which is really, really seriously bad. I don't know who is giving this, advice for a government to fire your own people who voted for you. To fire them like that. But a lot of people are losing their homes. I've seen a lot of federal workers who are crying. They are crying. They are crying. They cannot, afford to pay their mortgage anymore. They cannot afford to, take care of their families and all sort of things. It's really, really sad. So this is the time to that if you want to buy, you take advantage to see if you can find something. I'm not, sometimes it is what it is. You take advantage to find someone who want to sell, because I know some people doesn't want to mess their credit up. So if you're a federal worker and you lost your job, for you not to mess up the credit, it is very, very important to sell the property right now, right? You sell it to just get rid of that mortgage, and then either you want to rent, you go and then rent until maybe next 4 years, by God's grace, if another reasonable government comes in or another government comes in, then you can use the credit to buy another house again. So it's very, very important you pay attention to it. If you're losing, you believe you lost your job, then put a house on the market sell it. That's my idea. I'm not just pushing you or scaring you to do anything, but that's my idea. To go ahead and do it. The next segment is minorities. We need to, pay attention to what is going on. What is going on? What is going on? Don't think it's not going to affect you. This is the time. The time has come for everyone, every American, to do what? To work hard. To work hard, to just do things to protect what you have. Because nobody understands. Nobody. Actually, me, I don't understand. I don't understand what is going on. I don't understand why a president will come in and decide to, destroy the workforce of the federal government. Nobody understands this. Nobody, knows what is going on. But if you are a minority out there, don't think what is going on is going to benefit you under any circumstance. No. Don't think. I don't think what is going on, I don't think what is happening right now will benefit anyone, any American in this country. It's not. Because if there is a recession, it's going to affect everybody. The price of egg is now about $15. You don't go to Target or Kroger or any shop to buy egg because you are Republican, so they have to sell it to you $6. Or you're a Democrat, they have to sell it to you $6. Or independent, they have to sell it to you $3. No, it doesn't work like that. So the time has come for all of us to do our part, our very, very, very best part to do what? To make sure that we do things to protect what we have. So if you own a house out there, if you own a house, if you own any property, if you own anything, and you feel like, hey, this is what I have. Hey, this is what is going on. Hey, this is what I have. Then it's very, very important for you to make sure that you do your homework. You make sure you find out what is going on. And then if you have any assets, you have any properties out there, you have anything, you take care of it. So for this Jim Fremson podcast, I think the time has come for us to open our eyes around everything, around our surroundings and everything, and then do what we can to build ourselves. It's very, very important. It is very, 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 very crucial for us to do that. It is very, very, very important for us to help each other grow. Do not be so happy because some people are being deported or being deported out of this country. Do not. Nobody takes, America is a big country. Sometimes when I see people who feel like, oh, some group of people are taking our job, and also ask yourself, before you complain that somebody took your job, took over your job, or somebody is stealing your job, ask yourself, when was the last time you yourself applied for any job? When was the last time? If you are homeless, ask yourself, what did you do to become homeless? So do not let us minorities always go out there and then say, oh yeah, it's good, I don't like this group of people, I don't like Africans, and then this and that and that. Last time I was watching one channel, and then some people were saying, oh, Venezuelans are taking our job, African minorities are taking. Nobody is stealing your job. Nobody. If you are not lazy, those people will not come in and then take any job from you. You ask yourself, when was the last time you apply for any job. When? When was the last time? When was the last time you went in to search for a job? Maybe about 10, 15 years ago. That's why you are who you are, right? So you don't let us all stop putting blame on others. Let us all stop being so excited when we see people going through trouble. Nobody steals somebody's job. Nobody. So if you feel like you are out there and then thinking about, hey, um, thinking about looking for something, a job or whatever it is, work hard. Don't sit down, because America, I can tell you, if you are looking for a job right now, there are so many jobs out there. So if you are not working hard and then keep on complaining because somebody is stealing your job, then you don't know what you are talking about. Folks, this is Jim Fremson podcast. I think the time has come for us to open our eyes and then do things that what can help us grow, achieve our goal in this country. America is a great country. If you live here, you were born here and then struggling, ask yourself, what did you do? If you live here and then struggling, ask yourself. I know a lot of minorities keep on, complain. Mostly, and then those Africans who keep on working, you keep on working without paying attention to your kids, just let us refrain from that and then work hard to help our children. This is Jim Fremson podcast. Like my channel, subscribe to the channel, check us on YouTube, Y Group TV. That's how you can find us. Y Group TV on YouTube, Jim Fremson on TikTok, Jim Fremson on Facebook, Instagram. Check us out and then subscribe to my channels. Subscribe, and then even if you have any product, if you have any business you want to talk about it, we can give you a call and then talk to you about it. We need to encourage the community. We need to help ourselves grow, which I do believe is very, very important.